yeah, this has been very, very interesting. Right. So this whole concept of like your soul, having a purpose and like that's all you. Like I didn't hear that before in like my other reading.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not, I studied astrology for a long time and I love it, but
Yep.
it's really, it's one root of many, right? You think about the tree being grounded and each of those roots are seeking, they're seeking water and they're bringing nutrients from the soil. The astrology is just one of those. It's one of those many roots. You still have to understand why the tree is growing, how the tree grows, how it's desiring to be more in the sun and to bring in the energy from the sky, if you will. Like there's so much at play within our human existence. The astrology just gives me a starting point by which I
Yep.
can understand you and your purpose, but without the encapsulation into the theory behind it, it doesn't, to me anyways, it didn't carry a ton of weight. Like it's one thing to say, oh, a Virgo is going to do great with a Capricorn, they could be best of friends, and that's wonderful. But the bigger question is, but why? Like, why was a guy born on this day in Morocco able to connect with a guy born on this day in Canada just because of their birthday? Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, yeah.
And so as I started to dig deeper and deeper, I got to a point where it just started to all come together in my mind. And as that started to happen, I felt like I was finally in a position to start sharing it with people and to really help them, because with this framework, you start to see your whole life through a different lens.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, your soul is an eternal energy, and I can give you a little bit more of the theory behind it. But if we think about, we have to think about source, we have to think about creator. God oftentimes carries these heavy connotations, and so people resist the word God. But we have to just think about some spiritual energy that was able to create this universe. For source to experience its creation, right? It's impossible if we think about the source metaphorically as being the sun, and the sun is just heat, or we could say it's love. But if we think of it as heat, the sun could never experience what it means to be cold, because the sun is just this mass of just perpetual, incredible heat. And so how does the sun experience what it is to be cold? It has to create an entity that can leave the sun, to go a far enough distance away from it that it no longer feels the heat of itself, right? And so if we think about what coldness is just a lack of heat, right? Just like darkness is just a lack of light. And just like fear is a lack of love, right? Once again, you can just create these constant polarities. So we think about source created the universe and said, okay, I am the universe. I've created it all. How do I experience it? I can't experience it as me. I have to experience it through something separate from me. So he then went and created souls.
Okay.
But he said, but I can't tell you what to do in my universe. I can simply give you free access to it. And then whatever it is that you get up to, whatever you end up doing, I'm going to experience it through you. And then when you're ready, you can come back to me. And how do you come back to source? Well, you have to journey through this amazing universe that's been created in all of its glory to one day actually gain the ability to influence or to likewise create, so that you return to God as a companion. You return to source as an equal after having experienced all that's been created.